Thank you for joining us for our 7th annual Breakfast with Friends and our 10th anniversary celebration. We are so excited to have you with us to give thanks for the years of building and creating community, to look forward to the years to come and the growth and expansion plans that we have. We have so much to talk about this morning. So excited that you're with us.
And she's not going to do this without me.
Of course not. Of course not. I want to welcome back my brother, Martin Kilcoyne, Fox 2 Sports Director, favorite MC of the L'Arche St. Louis Breakfast with Friends. Thanks for joining us again.
This is great, and we're glad you're with us wherever you're tuning in. But think about this. The last couple of years, we were at the Arch, we were at Busch Stadium, I think we were in Maplewood, we were in Webster, and now we're here. And so on behalf of everyone watching, I'm going to say to my sister, where are we? What is this beautiful place?
We're in Brentwood, Missouri. We have acquired a 10,000 square foot building for an activity center. Our expanded family support and daytime activities for core members, as well as our administrative center and staff training. Lots can go on in this building, and we'll tell you all about it this morning.
So what a way to celebrate 10 years by expanding. You don't need a slogan, but L'Arche is on the move, right? Literally, and this is a corner you've probably driven by or you will drive by. Litzinger and McKnight, you can hear the cars passing by. They're all waving, they're big fans, I can tell. But we also have a great program. Featured speakers, we have core members, we have staff members, and really the goal of the breakfast and the virtual visit is always the same, right? Which is to share the message of L'Arche,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, you want to meet the people that have been impacted over the last 10 years and hear about how we plan to expand to more families and more members with disabilities in the St. Louis area.
One of the highlights of this program every year are the featured speakers. Some have been international. They're all friends of L'Arche. They're all people who share the vision and the mission of L'Arche. And Danielle Harrison, who works over at Koryezu, is no exception. Now, I could talk all day about her, but you should see her resume because it is impressive. Danielle Harrison is the president of Mission Faith Equity Consulting, helping organizations understand the relationship between faith and equitable justice. She also works at Koryezu Academy, as I mentioned, as the Charism and Mission Integration Director, and serves on the preaching team at King's House Retreat Center in Belleville, Illinois. She's a graduate of Dartmouth College, St. Louis University Law School, and Aquinas Institute of Theology, where she received her Master's of Theology with a concentration in Biblical Studies. That is one impressive resume. We appreciate Danielle Harrison not only for caring about L'Arche, but also being with us today.
It is such an honor to be here, to be a part of the celebration for L'Arche St. Louis as it celebrates its 10-year anniversary. I am just so excited to be a part, just a small part of this day, the special day at the breakfast. There's so much about what they've done in the past and where we're looking towards in the future, right? The theme saying gratitude for the past and growth for the future. And I thought about this theme and I thought, what are we thankful for in the past? That here there were just a few people who came together who knew that this ministry needed to happen in St. Louis. And then I think about the future of L'Arche St. Louis, not just the L'Arche St. Louis, but the future of St. Louis region and what L'Arche can do for that. And so I wonder, what can we be? What can we be as L'Arche St. Louis for the L'Arche community and for the St. Louis community at whole? I think we can be a beacon of light of how we can grow and accept people for who they are and not try to put some labels or intentions on them, right? I think we can be an example of how we can live in diversity and how it's not just about tolerance, but inclusiveness, and how we can include one another, and how we can welcome people where they're at and not try to force them to be something else. L'Arche does that so well, and I think our country deserves to know how to do that, even in our region of St. Louis. The last thing I think that we show is that it's not just about agreeing with one another, because these days we may not agree with a lot of things, but we still have a connection. And I think when you get to understand and know the community of L'Arche, you know that it is all about the connection and not about the agreement. And if we could learn just a little bit of how to function in that reality, so much more that we can share and grow. So I've talked about the past and I've talked about the future, But I want to say something about the present and what we need to do right now in our present. And what L'Arche teaches us is that we need to breathe in the now. That it is okay to stop and smell the roses. You know that old song from Mac Davis, right? You gotta stop and smell the roses. You gotta count your many blessings every day, right? If we don't stop and see what's going on, just in experiencing the life, we miss so much. And L'Arche teaches us to just stop and be present with one another. It's so great. And I hope that we can hang on to that gift and share that with other people. The other thing that I love that L'Arche teaches us is that in our present, that we should be fully, authentically who we are, right? We don't have to be anybody else. We don't have to listen to what anyone else tries to make us be. But if we can be authentically who we are, then we are creating a world that is powerful. It's like Lin-Manuel Miranda says. He says, you are perfectly cast to live your life. Not to live someone else's life, but to live your life. And everything you need to live your life, to be authentically who you are, you have been given. And it's not gonna look like somebody else, and that's great, that's okay. You know the movie The Greatest Showman, which is a very popular movie, there is a scene where the bearded lady is standing at the door to enter into the party, and P.T. Barnum shuts the door in her face and says, no, you're not invited, you're not welcome. And there is this pivotal moment where she could stand there and be defeated, or she could turn around and talk to her companions and say, we're not going to let this define who we are. We define who we are, right? That's the powerful song of This Is Me. And she says, I am brave, I am bruised, but I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. And that's the song that we all need to be singing. It's okay to be brave, and it is certainly okay to be bruised, but it doesn't distract or take away from who we are and what we bring to this great community. And so I want to thank L'Arche St. Louis for helping all of us realize that who we are is good enough. I want to thank L'Arche St. Louis for creating those safe spaces and places for us to explore and discover what it is that God has made us be. And I want to thank L'Arche St. Louis for reminding us that being in the moment is the greatest gift of all. So look out, because here we come. We're marching on to the beat of the drum. We're not scared to be seen, and we make no apologies. This is us. Thank you.
Thank you, Danielle, for your words of encouragement and wisdom. You really are one of us. You know what we're living. We appreciate you. And now we have a chance to view the video that has been created highlighting the stories of so many people whose lives have been touched over the past 10 years, and to tell you a little bit more about our community of L'Arche St. Louis.
Alright, Kate, you gotta help me out. What does L'Arche mean? Can you think of one word?
Dancing.
Happy.
Love.
Family.
Excitement.
Welcome.
Growth.
Living.
Community.
Holistic.
Hope.
Vulnerability.
Real.
Friendship.
Kindness.
Authenticity.
Compassion.
Briefly kind.
Acceptance.
Joy.
Revolutionary.
Affirmation.
Happy. Celebration.
10 years.
Home. Home.
L'Arche, in its very nature, sort of tears down the walls of segregated spaces for people with disabilities.
The uniqueness of this is just the more of a family community feeling that is developed in these homes because of the live-in assistance.
So the L'Arche model of core and assistant members living side by side, I think greatly enhances the living experience for the core members and the life experience for the assistant. And it rivals nothing else that I've seen in any other group home, or actually just in many other interactions out in the world.
It's usually a caregiver client mode, whereas with L'Arche, it's more like we're in this together, and you have something to offer me, and I have something to offer you.
It says we need to value everyone in this room, no matter what you think they should be able to do. Their spirit can go beyond that.
I have been so impressed with L'Arche's respect for Chip as an individual decision-making body. I see you build these relationships with the core members, but also the assistants and the students that come in. So that's been amazing to see you kind of create your own family.
She invited us in, and we sat down at the table
She
and
offered
we're
us a
chatting.
cup of tea,
and she
made us
said,
a cup of
"Can
tea."
I get you some tea?" And it was like, holy cow, this is her home. She is being gracious, something that she could not have done so well living with us.
I think we just do a great job of making sure everyone who's a part of it really feels a part of it.
We wanted him to have a life of his own, and this is a wonderful place, isn't it?
Yeah.
You like it here?
I feel the fish.
You ever like to cook meals or food? Everybody likes food.
Everybody likes food.
You know what Jen Marcus likes? She loves salmon with couscous.
Ooh, I do like salmon with couscous. It's true.
It's healthy, right?
Yeah.
Yep. She likes making peach pie.
No, I don't.
I'm just kidding. She gets so silly.
And what else do you like to do at St. James?
War.
War is our favorite
Goldfish.
card game. Goldfish. And who usually deals the cards? Very good.
To the table.
Yeah, you help set the table.
They had a good dinner.
The core members themselves are also participating in cooking a meal.
Now, wait a minute. What about that job of sneaking a ham sandwich every night?
No. I'm sorry.
We caught you on that. Andy caught you one night, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think you're supporting a vision of how people with disabilities can use their abilities and be a constructive member of the community.
What you hope to do is to set up a community that is good for the entire lifetime of the people that you are welcoming.
None of us in the first group of people that gathered had ever done anything like this.
It's not an easy pursuit. L'Arche, and justifiably so, has to be very careful about establishing new homes in new cities.
Meeting the standards of L'Arche. You know, it wasn't just a matter of, oh, slap this house up kind of thing.
We'd better be able to do what we set out to do.
You know, they were telling us it could be 10 years before you even have a house open.
At times we just want to throw up our hands and say, you know, we're just trying to open this home here.
Let's keep going. Let's trust these folks. And it really paid off.
Initial core members that started in the first home in 2011 are still thriving.
It's also the place where able-bodied, neurotypical people can learn from folks with disabilities.
I was never really one to share of myself with other people, but Lars has kind of challenged me to really change my view of friendship. It's been a safe place for me to share who I am and have others willingly and happily receive that.
And so helping people find that purpose is really fun and important and something we all want, right, Mary Kate?
10 years ago, it was a big deal getting to walk into that first house and realize that all of the efforts of all of the people working together had really done a great thing. We had no idea that Lars would grow to the point that it is now.
Paula and the board's ability to buy the campus on Brentwood has been a major blessing for this organization and is giving us a foundation to really spring into the future.
I'm sure in someday there's going to be a fourth and fifth house.
I want to see more Lars, more integration into the community. What if we had opportunities like having a cafe? Lars's philosophy would bleed into that coffee. Lars, in its first 10 years, made a real impact, right? And I can only see it reverberating from there.
As Lars enters its second decade with plans for opening the doors to new homes and new services, now more than ever is it time to strongly consider being generous.
Money's important to positive revolution. It's the part of the fuel that works to change the world.
What you get from being a part of the community is impactful to everyone. The fact that there's something like Lars in the world, come see this house and then you'll understand.
Whoever Lars touches comes away different.
Fall in love with Lars like we fell in love with it.
High five.
Good job, Jimmy. Proud of you.
And Lars appreciates our great sponsors who contribute to the mission, all that's taking place. We have our community builder sponsors and our inspiring leader sponsors. We want to thank W. Grant Williams III, also the family of Amy Barman. Our community builder sponsors, Tom and Dale Offenberg, the Kilcoyne Ball family, in loving memory of Erwin and Hildegard Santon. If you've joined us in the past, you remember Edward from Texas, the guy with all the bobbleheads. I think at the time he was just settling in at St. James, but now he is a spokesperson spreading the message, and he's visiting with one of our great administrative team members, Sam, and they're going to talk to you about the importance of supporting L'Arche St. Louis.
Hello, this is my friend Edward. Edward, we've known each other for almost 3 years now, right?
Right.
And a few things about Edward that you should know, that you probably already do know, is that Edward takes care of all the landscaping at L'Arche, does all the mowing. Edward works with me in the office on Mondays too. Then you can also find him hanging out at Deerberg's. Edward's a big sports fan. But yeah, most of all, I would say Edward's one of my friends.
This is Sam, my good friend. I know him for 3 years. We've been hanging around a lot of times.
Yeah, we have, haven't we?
Yes.
And so what have we been able to do this morning?
Well, this morning we just have breakfast with our friends, and I heard somebody tell me a story about the breakfast.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful chance to get to share stories and hear from other people, right?
Yeah, everybody's smiling because everybody's happy.
Yeah, For sure. My wife and I have been contributing to L'Arche by joining the Heart of L'Arche just about a year ago. And you can also join the Heart of L'Arche starting out with a contribution at $10 a month, $100 a year, and all that money really counts and is super helpful for us. And so yeah, again, at $10 a month you can start. That doesn't sound like too much, does it?
No, you can have more to it. You know, it doesn't matter how much you can give. You can give it. Just making everybody happy.
So Edward, how do people start giving?
You can go online and you can push the button right now. Because we are here for the Breakfast with Friends.
Thank you, Sam and Edward, for sharing the importance of our Heart of L'Arche family. Your support of L'Arche St. Louis allows us to provide exceptional, individualized care in our beautiful neighborhood homes. You also are supporting our assistants' growth through their personal and professional development in creating an environment in which every person's gifts are fully welcomed. By nurturing both our core members and our assistants with and without disabilities, we create a truly beautiful and inclusive community. When you support L'Arche St. Louis, you fill the gap between government funding and our vision of creating a world where everyone belongs. As we look to the future, we need your continued support to reach even more of our neighbors in need of high-quality services through our growing programs. I ask you to give generously today. Your gift will ensure that L'Arche St. Louis will continue to change the world one heart at a time.
It's about time my sister and I had a true fireside chat. So here we are indoors at the beautiful activity center here. And I'm just wondering, because it's all about the 10th anniversary, a decade since we dragged her from Canada back home to St. Louis. What did you think was possible for L'Arche in these 10 years?
Well, I knew St. Louis was ripe for L'Arche. I knew that. And wonderful people that welcomed me into leadership here, and all the team members and core members and families, and all the donors and friends who've supported us. I knew growth was possible. I had no idea that we would be able to move from Maplewood to a home in Webster to now this place in Brentwood for activities, and the plans for a fourth home in Brentwood. It's been more than I could have imagined.
And I know you've had great community support and people getting on board with the vision. That's what I always talk about. It's not just, it's a vision, it's a mission. But tell me about what's next and what still needs to be done.
Well, we have the hopes of opening a fourth home here in Brentwood, and we need capital improvements to open up that home. We hope to start a day program in this activity center. Again, there's renovations and capital improvements that need to happen for that. But currently, we're opening up our family support program, and our assistants are welcoming new core members to come and participate in L'Arche activities right here in Brentwood.
A great way to always end a video is with music. But before we get to that, tell me about this, some sort of competition, lip syncing. I heard Elite 8. I'm thinking of the basketball tournament. You guys reached the Elite 8.
Big surprise. Did you know that L'Arche St. Louis core members and assistants were part of an international lip-syncing music video contest, and they got to the Elite 8? Well, we got the band back together again to produce something for you very special for today, and you'll get to see that as we close.
Yeah, and I think in closing we say thank you for watching, for being a part of it, for caring, mostly I would say.
Yeah, the need is greater than ever, and the challenge and the work is big, but as a team and with your support, we can do this together.
All right, great to see I don't see my sister enough. I have to show up in a video here to catch up with my sister, but it's always great to be not only with her, but with all of you watching at home. And with that, we'll let the great talented musicians take us out.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna sin of blood gonna drown him out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me.